And I hope that this movie, if people show up that opening weekend and demand that we have more of these types of stories, then we won't have to rely on one movie with only several characters in it every 25 years.
What about us taking an adventure east?
Like Queens?
Singapore, Colin's wedding. Don't you want to meet my family?
I hardly know anything about them. Every time I bring them up, Nick changes the subject. Maybe his parents are poor and he has to send them money.
We'll take your bags and get you checked into first class.
Nick, we can't afford this. So your family is rich?
We're comfortable.
That is exactly what a super rich person would say.
I want money.
1.2 million.
That's what I want.
The Nick you're dating is Nick Young?
Yeah, you guys know them or something?
Hells yeah. They're just the biggest developers in all of Singapore.
That's what I
Damn, Rachel. It's like the Asian Bachelor.
So, we watch a lot of films all year, and, I sit amongst a lot of my fellow critics, and this by far was the one that really moved them for the year so far. So, when it comes to the accomplishment that you feel having seen it now on screen and the reception from the people, what's the feeling that you have knowing what's about to take place?
I'm still getting used to it. We finished almost 6 months ago, and so I've been sitting on it for a while. It's something that it's very personal to me. And I've always been very scared to tackle my own cultural identity, my dual cultural identity. But to see people react and come out crying and laughing and seeing that you don't have to be Asian to love it. You could be anything. That we all have family and we're all trying to find our place in this world. It means everything to me, and has been an amazing experience to feel that I can't wait to let it out to the world even more.
For sure. As a storyteller and a director, I'm sure there's certain aspects when it comes to the emotional attachment that you have to the story. Was there anything that you read in the book that you felt like wasn't able to be brought into the film because it wouldn't have translated right, or maybe was perpetuating a certain stereotype that today, you're kind of trying to dispel?
Yeah, one of the great things about having people of color behind the camera and in front of the camera, representation is not just having some character in the movie that is Asian or whatever. It's overall perspective change. And so there's a part in the book where they talk, where Rachel Chu is talking about how she doesn't date Asian men until Nick Young. And so we had that in the movie, and it was hilarious. It's really funny, it's really light. But Constance one day was like, I feel very uncomfortable with this joke. And I didn't understand it at first, and then the more I read, I was like, you know what, you're right, this is not right. So we took it out, and that conversation, that took a writer, a producer, a director, an actor to all come together and have a real conversation, not just blow by it. That's what made the difference, I think.
For sure. You had a chance to release this through Netflix, but you chose to go through the traditional way through a major Hollywood film studio, Warner Brothers. Why was that important, and why is it significant for you to make the choice to release it, in that way?
One, I love Netflix. I watch a lot of things on Netflix. I think it's great for amazing content. For this movie in particular, I knew that we wanted to get the first Asian romantic couple from an Asian American perspective up on that big screen. It says a lot. Cinema experience still means something to tell people that it's worth your time to leave your home, go get parking, go buy food, sit in a dark room and say, tell me a story with all your focus on there. I think the message of that says we're worth that effort and that energy, and I think it's an important message to send.
For sure, and this film is certainly worth that. Another film that I felt like was worth it was the film Black Panther, and a lot of people are actually making oddly a comparison between them. Have you heard about that?
I heard it. They're different movies. We're on different journeys, and I think it's great to support everybody that needs new perspectives on and needs their stories to be told. It's hard to compare to Black Panther. It's such a amazing movie on its own.
As far as like the symbolism goes, as far as what it represents for an entire community.
And in that, I think that the fact that we get to rally around another movie, I think we're all on the same team, and we're all. I hope what it does and what I saw Black Panther do is crack the door open for more stories to be told, that people can take more chances because we know the audience is there. And I hope that this movie, if people show up that opening weekend and demand that we have more of these types of stories, then we won't have to rely on one movie with only several characters in it every 25 years. Let's keep doing it so that more stories can be told through other perspectives, and this can be taken for granted one day. That would be amazing to be like, that was a new thing? That's so crazy.
Right, absolutely.
Ever since I can remember, remember, my family has been my whole life.
Rachel! Rachel!
If Nick chose me, he would lose his family. And if he chose his family, he might spend the rest of his life resenting you.
You nasty. You kind of nasty. You got nastier.